Welcome to MountBlue Prep. MountBlue Prep is a proprietary track of MountBlue, which helps you in improving your programming skills and problem-solving skills, wherein you can easily score 2600 points in HackerRank and get into MountBlue. So in this process, we have been taking various sessions. In today's session, I'm going to discuss or take up some problem solving in strings. Let me share my screen. Yeah, everyone can see my screen here. Cool. So this is the problem that we'll be taking up first. So let's go to the problem here. So you are given an input that is in the form of a string. So what is the input that you will be given is a string. Now what we are required to do is here check whether that string input given is valid or not. So what are the criteria that has been given to check whether a string is valid or not? So we have to evaluate it based on the following criteria that is given here. So what is the criteria here? You can check here. So a valid serial number will have the following characteristics. So the string will have a serial number. That should be, first criteria is that it should have how many characters? 10 to 12 characters. Guys, let's try to understand the problem first. If you understand the problem, then it will be easy for you to get into it and solve it. So first criteria that you are required to do is that it should contain minimum 10 to 12 characters. Then the second criteria that it should follow is that first three characters are distinct uppercase English letters. So what do you mean by this one? You should have capital letters, isn't it? As well as, yes, it should be capitals. It can be anything between A to Z. And it should be distinct, isn't it? So what do you mean by distinct? So we cannot have like this A and B. So this does not satisfy our criteria. What is that? Why? Because we have three characters, but they are not distinct. Why? Because we are having A repeated here. So that is the second criteria that we need to follow. Next one, the four characters before the last character, okay, represent the year that was printed, okay, and it should be between what? Year should be between 1900 to 2021. This current, including the 2021 as well. That you are going to evaluate. So what is the criteria? Last four characters. Let us take one example here. This example, suppose if you are given this number, so the last four characters before the last character is T here. So what are the four characters before that one is this one? This represents an year. In this case, we got 2015, and in that case, it should check whether that year is between 1900 and 2021. That is the next criteria we need to follow. Now, suppose if we are having a year like this 1800, then this would not satisfy our criteria, isn't it? Why? Because we are having an year, no doubt about it, but that is what? Not between 1900 and 20. Then also it is invalid. Okay, and the last criteria that we have to check is the next character should be last character of the serial number. The serial number must end with exactly one uppercase. You can see here, the last character should be capital. Suppose if we are having like this, small case, then also it is invalid. Cool. Let's look at this example. Like suppose if you are given a input string like this, then starting three characters are this. Okay, first test case is passed. Then second one is what, it should be distinct. That is also this clearing, isn't it? And the next text case is what, the last four characters before the last is number. Sorry, it's a year, and that is between 1900 and 2021. That is also passed. And last character should be a alphabet, and that to what, upper case. Good. So in this case, it is passing all the tests. You can say it is valid. Now you can see the last one. This one we are having a year, but that is not between 1900 and that one. Good. So how we are going to do this one? Good. So let's write the function here. Having understood what is the problem, let's go to the function and write on. Function, like let's take the function name as it is valid. It is valid or not. So we are going to get an input as string. So we are going to write this one and check that one. Console.log is valid. Is valid of what, string. So your function will return whether the given input string is valid or not. So when we are going to say it is valid, if it satisfies the following four criteria. Isn't it? So what should be the approach here? Let's write the pseudo code here. Let's write the pseudo code here. What should be the approach here? First thing. Isn't it? First thing is, if we are going to check string length between 10 and 12, if this is passed, isn't it? Then we should go for what? Check what? First three characters or distinct uppercase. This is the second thing. If you are passing this also, then you can go to the next criteria, isn't it? You can use the concept of nested if. If this is passed, then this criteria is passed, then we are going to check what. So we are going to extract if year between 1900 and 2021. If this is also passed, and if last character is what? If last character is what? Is uppercase alphabet. Now, if it is satisfying all these criteria, 1, 2, 3, 4, we can use the concept of nested if. Then we can say that it is valid. We can say it is valid. We are going to return valid. In all other cases, any of the conditions is not satisfied, then we are going to return what? Not valid or invalid. Isn't it? This is our approach that we are going to follow. This is the pseudo code that we are going to use. How we are going to write? Let's see that one. So this is pseudo code. First of all, we have to check whether the length of the string is between 10 and 12. Isn't it? So input string is str. Let's check that one. So how you are going to check that one? If str dot length greater than or equals to 10 and str dot length less than or equals to 12. If it is between this, okay, that satisfies our first criteria. So that is very simple. Like the string length should be between 10 and 12. Okay, fine. Our next task is to extract the first three characters. So how we are going to extract first three characters from a given string? Yeah, like let's see that one. Suppose if you are given var s is equals to a b c something 1908 and k. This is a string. Let us take. So how you are going to extract first three characters? You can use the function substring. You can use the function slice. So when we are using slice, how does it work? Slice. So you have to start from index 0, isn't it? Well, we have to get the first three characters. Good. And give the end index. So end index 0, 1, 2, excluding this 3. So we'll be getting the first three characters. Got it? So if you are giving input string as this one, slice function can be used to extract the string. So you are giving the starting index and the ending index. So whatever characters are there in between that will be returned. Good. So let's do that one. Let's declare one variable. Let s is equals to str dot slice. Slice of what? 0 comma 3. Now once we got the string, so how we are going to check whether it is having uppercase? Slice is better. Splice will replace, isn't it? So slice is better function. Okay. So we are using that one, slice, and you can use substring also. Now our second criteria is how we are going to check whether the three characters are uppercase. Yes, anyone? Just text me in the chat. So what is the thing that we can use here? What criteria we are going to use to check that the extracted characters I have taken here? Yes, we are going to check whether they are uppercase or not. Dot uppercase, that is in Python. Prahlad, yeah, A to Z. Very good, Ashok. We are going to use the regular expression. Very good. Miraj Ansari, you are also right there. So we can use the ASCII values. Good. So we have to check one by one. You are right, Miraj there. Suppose if we are using that one, all the three characters, isn't it? So if you are using ASCII value, you have to write the code. Just dot char coded, isn't it? So that should be between what? Uppercase means greater than, yeah, whatever character you are taking at the first of all index 0, that should be greater than or equals to 65, I think 65 and 91, isn't it? So that value we are going to check. So s dot char coded, and there is easy way. I would prefer using the regular expression. It would make it easy. Let's go to that one. I'll explain it using the regular expressions here for you. Now see here how we will be giving testing whether it is capitals. In the regular expression, we can evaluate it easily. So you can give the range here A to Z, isn't it? That is between A to Z. Fine. So we are going to test given string. Suppose if I'm giving A, B, C, so it is giving us true. So what the regular expression will evaluate that you are having capitals between, okay, sorry, in the given input string, the test function will return either true or false. So we are getting true. Okay. Does that work, or do we need something else? Let's check that one as well. Suppose if I have given here A, small a and BC, then also it is returning true, but it should be false. We don't want that one. So why it has written true here? We are getting B capital here, C capital, but we did not check for what. It will test whether this is there or not, whether the given criteria is there or not. Yeah, it is there. Why? Because we are having B capital here, so it has written true. So how would we write that condition here? Yeah, guys, in the earlier sessions, I have taken a session on regular expressions that you can find the video on our, yeah, iterate, Uday Kumar has given, iterate each character, then check. Good. Then direct, when we are going to iterate directly, we can use Uday. So regular expressions, so you can check on our MountBlue prep channel. So you get that 2 sessions are there on the regular expressions. You can check that and get a deep idea into that one. If anyone is not having an idea, you can just check that. Yeah, as far as now it is concerned, we need to check, isn't it? So how that would work? Ignore case, yeah, we are not going for ignore also. Ignore case does not work, no. If it is in small case, it should be false. We don't want small case. So what is the criteria that we need to check? The 3 characters should be capital and they should be distinct. Okay, distinct, we are going to check it later on. All the 3 must be capital. Here any one of the 3 is capital, it is returning true, isn't it? Suppose if I give all the 3 as small, it will giving false, isn't it? In this case, there is no criteria, there is no character. In this one, it is capital. Suppose if this was capital, any one of the characters is capital, then it is returning true. So I want all the 3 characters to be capital. Any answers? Okay, fine. So let's do the grouping here and check it out. Suppose the first character should be grouped, then I want to group what it should be between second character. Next one we are having is this one. As we are having 3 characters, so I can easily make it. And next character is what? A to Z. Now it is, in this case it is giving false. Let's try with this one. When all the 3 characters are capitals, then it is returning true. Any one of those, any one of those is small, it is giving us false. It can be any character. Good. If all are also small, then it is giving false. Yeah, this works for us, guys. So let's take this one. I'll just copy the same from here and go to this one. So what we need to check here, if we have taken the input in that one, so control V, the regular expression of input is S. Instead of that, it is S here. 3 characters we are getting. Good. Suppose if it is true, if the 3 characters are capital, this will return true. Okay, then what we need to check? Yes, they should be distinct. Now this does not check for distinct. Now if you are having all, this will check only if they are in capitals or not. Then also it is returning true. Why? Because it is just capitals, isn't it? So what we need to write another criteria here. Fine. So in this one we are going to nest. So what is the criteria that we need to follow? If directly, let us write that one. Character at the S of 0 should not be equals to S of 1, isn't it? And S of 1 should not be equals to equals to s of 2 and last character, that's s of 3, sorry, s of 2 should not be equals to s of 1. Sorry, s of, there is a character at the index 0. Is that okay, guys? Like we are having the characters at the index of 0, then that should not be equal to this one, and this one should not be equal to the next character of that one, and the last character should not be equal to the character. Is that okay? Does it work? Fine. So that way we can apply it and check for that one. Yeah, Miraj has come up with an answer, ASCII value. Very good. That is to check whether they are capitals. Good. The str of I. That's perfect, Miraj. And this is to check for distinct. All the three characters are distinct or not. Is that okay? Now you can see like we are having a nested if here, then nested if here this criteria is satisfied, then it will come to this one. If this is also satisfied. Now two things, these two things indicate what? This criteria. It should be first three characters should be distinct and it should be uppercase. Isn't it? That is satisfied by this one. Fine. Now, if this is also satisfied, then let's go to the next thing. What we need to check for is what? We need to extract the year part. So how can we get that year? Everyone just give a try here. Suppose if you are given a string like this, so how we are going to extract the 4 characters before the last character. The last character is string. So before that, whatever 4 characters are, that should be retrieved. Whatever could be the length of the string, it can be 10, 11 or 12. Yeah, everyone just give a try here. So we need to extract the character. So what should be the slice function that we will be using? How we will use that one? So I'm pausing the video. Just give one try, everyone. So how we are going to extract the last 4? Sorry, before the last character, last 4 characters, and check whether it is between that 1900 and 2021. Yeah, slicing. But what should be the criteria, Ankit? That's what I'm asking. Very good. So we'll go for slice. So s dot slice. So where you are going to start from? I'll just give you the end. So it should end at excluding that. So we can give here s dot length. So s dot length will give us. So where should it start from? So s dot length means we give a 12. So excluding 12, 11 means it will take that one. So minus 1. Okay, it should be minus 1. It should end at that place. Excluding this, no? So it should end at 8 here. Yeah, Santarpan Sinha has answered that. Let's try that. His approach very good. So s dot length minus 5. Yeah, exactly. Fine. That's great, Santarpan. Good. That works. How it works? Let's see. Yeah, s dot length. So what is the length of this string here in this case? Whatever it could be, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Isn't it? Fine. Good. It works. It works. Santarpan, it works. So in this case, it is 12. 12 minus 7 means it is, sorry, so 12 minus 5 is 7. So it will start from that index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Isn't it? 6. It is starting 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the value. Isn't it? It is starting from that 1. And from that should exclude the last character. So we have given length minus 1. Good. Very good. Yeah, if it is that one, length plus 4. Good. So that works. Let's copy the same from here. Mm, let's take it into the S only. So we have declared the string S here. It should not be S here. Input string is what here? str, isn't it? So from str we should slice it. Good. So we got it. Now that is in the form of string. Just now you check that it is in the form of string. So we need to check that one. What if that is between? If S is what, greater than or equals to what? 1900, and S should be less than or equals to, including that one. So you can just give a 2021. But it is in the form of string, isn't it? So how we are going to check, compare it with number? This string S should be converted to what? Integer, numeric value. So how will you do that one? How will you convert that to number? Yeah, guys, just pick. Very good. So you can use number, %. Good. So you can use %. Why? Because it is string. So better, let's try with this one. Small case. %int of S. Good. Yeah, guys, we have written a lot of questions. Let's quickly check this one. Return, in this case, we are going to return it what? Valid. That is what valid. If somewhere it goes wrong, we'll trace it out. In this case, it will return it as what? Valid. So in all other cases, we are going to return what? If any of the condition is valid to false, you can just give here invalid. Yeah, there is one more condition required, but we'll check for that one. Yeah, Sandarpan, you're right. So we'll check whether we are going right or not. So suppose if last one is very simple, I think we can do that. One character is only single character is capital. So does it work or not? We'll check that one. So we got an error. What is the file name is wrong, I think. Yeah, good. So we got the output valid. It's valid in this case. Let's give this one small case A and check that one. Yeah, it's giving invalid. Let's test for all capital A's only. Yeah, it's also giving invalid. Let's give year between invalid. Good. So all the things are working perfectly, and what we tested for is what? Distinct and capitals and year as well. Cool. So what we need to test for is what? Write one more condition here. You're right there, Sandarpan. So what is that criteria? That last character should be capital. So it's easily you can just check here. What if just one single character is there? No, so you can just write it here. A to Z. Give the expression, then test it. So which character from input string str of index? So last character, how do you get that one? Str of what? Str dot length minus 1. So this would give us the last character, isn't it? This would give us the last character. Good. So index, the element at the index, whatever it could be, the length minus 1. Please do not annotate. If you have any queries, just you can ask me, guys. Don't annotate. Is that okay? So if the string, the last character A to Z, it should be capital. That we need to check. Let's run this one and check that one as well. So let's check this one as well now. So if the last character that we are having, okay, let's check for valid. All the things are valid or not. Yeah, let's give a string of less length. We do not have that one. So let's go to the shell and run that. So we're getting undefined. Why? Because you are having string. Yeah, that's we have written inside this one, I think. If why it is invalid in this case is first case, first criteria, that string length is what? Less than 10. It's not between that one. Good. So it is invalid in this case. And the second criteria, let us give here ABC. It's okay. Could be having anything. So let's give here 215. Now in this case, we should get it as a valid. Good. Now the last character, suppose if you are having in lower case, that is invalid. In this case also it is invalid, isn't it? It is not ending with what? Character, and that too uppercase. So these are all the test cases it has passed. Let's give here valid thing and check. If the string can be of any length, in this case 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, if you are having a string of greater length also, it will check that. It's also valid. 12. If it is 11, the string of size 11, then also it is valid. Cool, guys. So let's review this once again. So we are using it through regular expression that makes our task easier. Any queries in this, guys? Any queries? Good. So this is the condition that we are checking. So in all other cases we can return, but at the end just we are returning this one. If all the test cases are satisfied, then you are returning what? Valid. This is first for the length. This is for checking whether we are having what? All the three characters as uppercases, and this is for checking whether the characters are what? Distinct. No two characters should be same. Then we are checking what? The year is between this. Yeah, we are extracting the year part here. Is the logic that has come from the students itself. Very good. So from that you can extract length plus 4. Good. Or this one from -1. Exactly, we know that last 4 characters before the last character are number. So we are checking for that one, percent of this one. If it is not a number, it will give undefined and it will be false. Then you can just return invalid. And this is the last condition that you are giving. Yeah, it's a single character. We can check. Like Miraj has answered. Now we can check that one using simple logic of with the ASCII values also. Char coded 0, then that should be what? Greater than or equals 65 and less than or equals to 90. Or you can just give the regular expression and evaluate it as well. It is evaluated to true. So all the test cases are passed here. Then we'll check for that one. Good, cool. So that was one problem, guys. Like that is on what? Strings. And this is also having what concept here? Is also having the concept of what? Regular expressions. Hadn't we used the regular expressions and slicing, it would be like difficult if you would be writing the code ourselves. Fine. Yeah, let me take up one more problem from. We have still 15 minutes left out, so we'll take up one more problem here from strings. Good. Let's take up this problem from Edabit. What is the problem, right? Create a function that takes a string and returns the first character that repeats. If there is no repeat of a character, return -1. Let's go to the code here. So you are given a function that takes the characters here, or it's a string. You can just make it as a string also. Then whichever, it's a string actually, cats represents a string input. So whichever character, first characters, in this case L is there, it was repeated, so that has been returned. In this case A was the first character. The first occurrence of that character we are going to just return. In this case there is no character that is occurring, so we have returned what? -1. Let's do it using simple logic. So what we are going to do, take each character and compare with all other characters in that one. So at the first occurrence of that character is there in the remaining part, we are going to return that character. Otherwise, simply we are going to return -1. How we are going to solve this, guys? What I would prefer is just using of loops will work here. Let's make this as string. Gas does not sound good, so I'll make it as string. Let's start this one for, then let I is equals to 0. Good, one answer has come. Let's check that. Yes, one in S. Okay. Frequency, good. Yeah, first occurrence we have to return that one. Only first occurrence is enough. Okay. For S1 in S1, good. Let's do it. Okay, using functions and compare it in in an imperative manner, like you're going to go for this one, I less than what, str dot length, I plus plus. We have to start comparing for that one, isn't it? So let's use another loop here. Suppose if you are taking the first character as L, we have to start the comparison from the next character, isn't it? Suppose if you are done comparison of L and E, example I'm telling you, the next character should be what? G. Good. Okay, fine. Mm, the remaining part, complete remaining part. So you can give it J is equals to what? I plus 1, whatever could be I value. Then I less than, sorry, J should go to the length, remaining part. So str dot length, then J plus plus. So I'm using nested loops. Yeah, we can simplify this using helper functions. Let's do it in an imperative way without using any helper functions. That works better. Then what you are going to do here next? If the character at position I, str of I is equals to what? Oh, str of what, J from the remaining part of the string. If that character from that position, if this is equals to E, it is false. L is equals to G, it is false. Then L is equals to O, it is false. L is equals to L, it is true, isn't it? So if this condition is satisfied, very good. So return. Now answer has come from the student. Return str of what? I. Good. The first occurrence of the character. Good. Suppose if you are reaching from the first to the last and we are not getting anything, just we can simply return what? Minus 1. Isn't it? In this case, it should be what? Minus 1. That works, I hope so. So what is the logic here? We are taking here outer loop to iterate through the characters in a given string. Then we are checking that character with the remaining characters, isn't it? So for that I'm using another loop here. We can simplify this using helper functions and other issues, but it's just simply using the for loops. Let's check the what we are getting here. Very good. So it is passed all the test cases, but the minus 1 was written. Yeah, what is the issue here? Minus 1 is in string, I think. Yeah, that is expecting that to be in the form of a string. Fine, that is okay, guys. Tomorrow I'll be taking. Yeah, guys, let me stop this one.